Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we watch a death battle, Jotaro vs Kenshiro. Of course, make sure to click on the link in the description below to go to the official release first, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and then come back here and we'll watch it together. So yes, it's Jotaro from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure versus Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star, a newer anime versus an older anime. Now, I haven't seen either of these anime. I've seen like maybe clips from each of them, and I've probably heard some songs. I know I've heard some songs from at least JoJo's because I have a friend who likes it and she sent me stuff. But I don't know about Fist of the North Star, I guess. I really don't know anything about these two though, aside from that they're really powerful, at least in their respective universes, and that at least Kenshiro punches. I have to assume that Jotaro does the same because, you know, why else would they be matched up sort of thing? But, I mean, is he the MUDA MUDA guy? Is that him? Because you have that, and then MUDA MUDA MUDA? Is that him? I don't know. I don't know. So unfortunately, as little as I've been able to say, I really don't have anything else to add. Like, I just don't know either of the characters, so I can't make any comparisons or anything, you know? Like, I could try to say, oh, well, newer anime are more powerful than older anime. But, like, that's not really true. It just depends on the anime that you look at. So, I mean, like, I guess you could say maybe statistically, like, newer anime, on average, are more powerful or less powerful or whatever. But you can't just say that between two anime. Anyway, yeah, so we're just gonna have to wait until the analysis portion. So with that, let's get to watching. And play. Here we go then, guys. We have Jotaro versus Kenshiro in a death battle.
We've covered a lot of macho heroes here on Death Battle.
Yes.
But these two are as manly and stoic as they come.
What?
It's all in those sweet-ass jackets. I mean, I guess they're pretty badass, too.
Jotaro Kujo, the delinquent turned hero from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
That's
and
right.
Kenshiro, the wandering fist of the North Star. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got.
As a teenager, Jotaro Kujo was a fairly infamous troublemaker.
But you can just call him JoJo like his friends do. Get it? Jotaro, Kujo.
I do get it.
How bizarre.
No, it's not
Being a
though.
high school hoodlum isn't usually a good idea. It worked out great for him, because he toughed up a lot.
At the age of 17, Jotaro was arrested for brutally pummeling 4 known gang members, who were armed with knives and nunchucks of all things,
Okay.
with apparently his bare fists. But Jotaro had a bigger problem. He didn't know how he did it.
He knew he was tough, but not that tough. So he came to the only conclusion that makes sense. He was possessed by an evil spirit!
Ah!
Oh.
Just like my pet rat.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, is that why he's been scratching pentagrams all over his cage?
We'll
What?
find out. But then Jotaro did something absolutely crazy. To prove his theory, he swiped a police officer's gun, pointed it straight at his head, and fired.
And that's how he died. Just kidding. A third arm popped out of his body to stop the bullet, of course.
Okay.
This strange being
Sure.
attached to Jotaro wasn't an evil spirit at all. It's an entity physically generated by Jotaro himself and inherited through his bloodline.
Yeah, lots of the JoJo family has him, including his granddad, Joseph.
Oh.
These beings are called stands, literally because they stand by you.
Okay.
I guess he's not wrong.
It's so lame.
Stands are powered by their user's life force, and turns out Jotaro's life force is supercharged because he's got one of the strongest stands of all.
Good for him.
Star Platinum.
Star Platinum has superhuman strength, speed, precision, and vision.
Mm-hmm.
It can even phase through bodies and affect a person's inner organs. Plus, while Star Platinum can take a solid hit, most stands can only be damaged by other stands or stand users.
Okay.
Oh, he's basically invincible unless
No,
he's fighting another
not
stand?
exactly.
Exactly. In fact,
Oh,
unless you have
exactly.
a stand
Okay.
of your own, you wouldn't even be able to see Star Platinum.
Oh, great. So he's invincible and invisible.
And when you combine all that with Jotaro's fighting skills and exceptional cleverness,
Mm-hmm.
they make a magnificent team.
That's good, because Jotaro soon found out his family's old vampire nemesis was out to get him.
A vampire. Okay.
Dio!
With Star Platinum at his side, Jotaro didn't just stand up to Dio, he copied Dio's greatest ability, the time stop.
Oh,
With this new power,
I
Star
see.
Platinum can freeze time everywhere for 5 seconds. He can do it multiple times, though it does need a sort of recharge between uses.
How much
Kinda
of a
like an ability
recharge?
Cool down in a video game, or me in the bedroom, ladies. But still, he can
don't think
freeze
about that.
time.
In Jotaro's case, he may be human, but he's strong enough to smash through stone and leap several stories. On the other hand,
feel like that's
Star
not exactly
Platinum is
human,
said
then.
to be faster than light.
Sure.
Faster than light.
Technically, he can because he can stop time or whatever, but he can't really move that fast normally, right?
Well, maybe. Star Platinum has matched his speed with another stand called Silver Chariot. Silver Chariot previously defeated a different stand called Hanged Man.
Okay.
Long story short, Hangman moves between reflections at light speed, and Silver Chariot caught him in mid-movement.
Granted, Silver Chariot had to use an elaborate plan to force Hangman into moving in a predictable direction. If Silver Chariot was truly faster than light, he wouldn't have needed to resort to such a plan. But the fact he caught Hanged Man at all is proof enough that he's at least close
It's
to
definitely
That
impressive.
means Star Platinum is close to light speed too, and he's got the super strength to back up his super speed. He can lift a steamroller that's around 60 tons. He broke the top of this building off and threw it like a javelin. And then there's the time
Okay.
that he broke a giant monster lady's teeth that were harder than diamonds.
The definition of hardness refers to an object's protection from scratches, but we could also compare this to pressure resistance, or the possibility of fracture through a diamond's cleavage.
Okay.
Not that kind of cleavage.
Of course you jumped to that boomstick.
Toughest diamonds break around 600 gigapascals. This means Star Platinum can clearly strike with a force equivalent to 3 million tons.
Numbers.
Turns out diamonds aren't forever when Star Platinum's around. What can't this guy do? Sounds like nobody could beat him.
Maybe not, but unlike Stans, Jotaro isn't invincible or invisible. And whenever Jotaro is hurt, Star Platinum feels the same pain.
Wait, so
In
he's
fact,
not
when a
invisible?
stand user dies, so does their stand, and vice versa.
Sure, but with a guy like Star Platinum having his back, I don't think Jotaro has a whole lot to worry about. These two are one kick-ass duo. And stylish.
Your receipt. You can keep the freaking change.
Okay. I missed it then, so is this stand invisible or is it not? I thought it was.
The last decade
But then I thought I
of the
heard it
20th
wasn't.
century, and the world has been ruined.
Oh
In this
no.
apocalyptic age, the strong survive and the weak kneel. Only one man challenges this new society, and fortunately, he has the literal power to do it.
Kenshiro, Fist of the North Star.
Like most important protagonists, Kenshiro began his journey to greatness as a young orphan.
Of course,
Lucky
yes.
for him, he eventually met Old Man Ryukin, who was a pretty cool dude.
Oh,
Ended
good.
up adopting Kenshiro along with a few other kids.
He was also the 63rd Denshosha,
Don't shoot what? It's on safety.
a grandmaster of an ancient Chinese martial art called Hokuta Shinken.
Ah.
While anyone can learn the basics of this dangerous fighting style, there can only ever be one grandmaster for each generation.
So that's what Kenshiro set out to be.
Gotcha.
And with patience, training, and plenty of muscle building, he was named the next successor of Hakuna Matashin.
That's
Too
not
bad
it.
His adopted brother got pissed he wasn't chosen and killed Ryukin over it. Talk about a sore loser.
With
But
Hokuto
then,
Shinken mastered,
that's
Kenshiro
fine,
can focus his
right?
energy into his strikes, effectively killing an opponent with a single blow to their pressure points.
Oh.
There are 708 malleable pressure points in the human body, and striking any of them can cause all sorts of effects.
Right.
Stunning, blinding, healing, restoring memories.
Healing
making
like that?
people walk backward.
I don't think that's how that
They
works.
just make people explode. Anyway, things started looking pretty great for Kenny. He even got engaged. But then nuclear war broke out and turned the Earth into Mad Max land.
Ah.
Kenchiro's fiancée got kidnapped, and this guy used his knife fingers to draw a nifty Big Dipper on Kenchiro's chest. Seriously, how is he not dead after that?
Miraculously, Kenshiro survived and began his wayward journey, wandering the wastelands searching for revenge.
And if we go by how many people he blew up, I'd say he got plenty of it.
He really does leave a big mess behind. I can't even imagine what it must be like to clean up after one of his
How
clients.
fast is he though? That's what I
Had
need to
no problem
know.
Killing hordes of baddies with moves like his bone-crushing fist, spilling wheel-exploding fist, and 100 crack fist. Huh. Seeing him kill all these people from the inside out reminds me a lot of my ex-wife.
How?
Okay.
Emotionally, Wiz.
Oh.
Most of the time, his body explosions don't even happen right away, giving him plenty of time to explain to his foes how they're about to die. right before they explode.
Huh.
Think you can beat me with a finger?
That finger struck the hidden vital point known as Gakuchu. There's no use fighting now. You're already dead.
I see.
Hakuna Matata isn't just for blowing up people.
Sure, Kenshiro has developed a number of legendary techniques, such as the Tenryu Kokyuho.
AKA the art of dragon's breathing. According to Kenshiro, this unlocks the full potential of his natural abilities, where a normal fighter would only use about 30%.
He can utilize Toki, or his own natural ki, to perform numerous techniques. Most of these involve punching, of course, but he can also create mirage images of himself, sense other fighting auras, and fire ki-based
Sense other fighting
projectiles to
auras, so
attack
he
or
could see
defend
the
from a
stand even if
distance.
it wasn't visible.
Oh, and he can perform miracles, like making a mute girl speak.
Alright.
Heck,
He is
Even that
Jesus.
pales in comparison
A very
to Obno
violent
Shinken's
Jesus.
ultimate technique, one which no previous Grandmaster ever unlocked, Musou Tensei. Only those who truly understand pain and loss can apply Musou Tensei. With it, Kenshiro draws upon his inner sadness to enter a state of nothingness. From here, he is impervious to attacks, essentially achieving intangibility.
He also somehow connects to the souls of dead allies and rivals, and can even use their techniques. But it's not like he needs them. He's already crazy enough on his own. He smashed the bones of a giant with a single hand, broke a metal table just by standing up, and hit a tank so hard it blew up.
He's even strong enough to break a skyscraper in half.
And it's just
And then when
like
it
that.
collapsed on top of him, he just walked through it. What a boss.
Just the concrete in one floor of an average-sized skyscraper can weigh over 1,000 tons.
You think that's tough? Kenshiro can stand in lava. Lava! You know how hot
He
lava
can.
is?
Up to 2,000.
Yeah, really freaking hot, that's what. And remember that tank? Before he blew it up, it shot him square on. It did absolutely nothing to him. Seriously, this guy is manly as hell.
お
Ah.
前はもう死んでいる。何？
Alright, well, I guess Kenshiro
All right,
wins.
combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first.
These guys are so stylish, you know they're rocking me undies.
Oh, good, it's the underwear commercial
In a
again.
world plagued by despair, darkness, and terrible underwear, there's only one company we trust to keep the balance of style.
Is it
and
MeUndies?
comfort. MeUndies.com, makers of the best pair of underwear in the world.
Their diamond-seamed pouches cradle my most sacred of jewels without feeling restrained or imprisoned.
Forged from sustainably sourced fabric 3 times softer than cotton, which renders the wearer plus 10 in comfort and agility.
And MeUndies.
I do like the stats, though. You know, to be fair, those are good stat increases. I assume maybe plus 10 is not that much.
It's dangerous to go unclothed.
Like,
Get the
compared to
softest
everything
underwear
else.
you'll ever own 20% off
Hard to
with free
say.
shipping and 100% satisfaction guarantee. Just head to MeUndies.com/battle. That's MeUndies.com/battle.
Time is limited. Start wearing this legendary underwear. It changed my life, and it's time to let MeUndies change yours. Go to MeUndies.com/battle right now.
You
But
could
first,
do that if you
it's
want to.
time
For a death battle and pause. Alright, so prediction time. I think that Kenshiro is going to win. Like, Jotaro sounded really good, especially considering he had his stand. Because I don't remember. Star Platinum? Was that his name? He had his stand, though, and that just seemed ridiculous. But I think from what we saw that Kenshiro is just way too overpowered. He just seems like one of those, I mean, to me, it's one of those that seems like super boring because, oh, apparently you can just do anything and you can't be touched and you're just super, like, nonchalant, cool guy about it. I don't know, to me that looks boring. Maybe if I watched it, it wouldn't be as much, but anyway. It just, so, like, if Kenshiro can beat someone with a single well-placed punch, I don't know how fast he is. I think that okay, I guess I'll cover, I think the thing that Jotaro has best for him is his stand, first off, and the fact that he can move super fast and stop time, and multiple times for moments at a time. But, like, I don't know how much Jotaro's, or stars, because I don't remember who did it, probably stars, like 3 million Newton, was it Newtons? Was it 3 million? I don't know how much that compares to what Jotaro was able to withstand, but we've seen, like, you know, a steel girder and it just bent around Kenshiro instead. I meant what Kenshiro was able to withstand. Don't know if I said Jotaro, my bad. And then, like, a skyscraper falling on him and everything. And Kenshiro himself, you know, like, so they had Star Platinum, I believe, like, take off top of the skyscraper and throw it like a javelin kind of thing. But then Kenshiro, you see him walk by and he just like taps it and the whole thing just like starts to collapse. It just seems ridiculous. Maybe I'm missing something really big, but I feel like they played it where Kenshiro just needs to get one good hit in and then he could have them explode. I feel like what might happen in this battle is they're fighting and then Kenshiro gets the hit in, and then they continue to fight, and then Kenshiro's like, you've been dead for a while now, and then Jotaro's like, what? And then he explodes. I don't know, something like that. But I mean, Kenshiro was able to sense the auras, or whatever, the essence, the presence, I guess, of other fighting beings? I don't know. And so I would think that even if the stand, even if Jotaro's stand is invisible, Kenshiro would be able to see him, and I just feel like Kenshiro's too OP to, like, not see him and fight him and stuff, you know, like I feel like that would I just think if he were in that anime he would wreck him. That's just what it seems like from what I was able to see. So Kenshiro's going to win this, and if I'm wrong, I look forward to seeing how. It's gotta be, if I'm wrong, it has to be due to the time stop mechanic, right? The time stop and the speed of light stuff. Go. But Kenshiro, I'm voting for him. Oh, you're dead. Well, that was a pyramid, and that's a Mad Max car. Oh, no, what? Do you know him?
誰だおめえはおいじじいやるっていうのなら相手になろう場所を選ぶ
Oh, and now we're back to these sprites. Sudden change.
やっぱりお前は態度がでかいな
Just moonwalk out of there. Ow. We'll see what happens, I don't know. Hey, you can see him. Well, he did his ATATATA move. Hopefully that wasn't too early, like, it's a bad sign. Well, if he can get Star Platinum away from Jotaro, then his power will be a lot weaker, you know? It does seem like Kenshiro's having to use more of his abilities, like, sooner. Which is usually a bad sign in Death Battle, but we'll see. We'll see. You're already dead? Wow, am I awesome at predicting that? Or am I awesome at predicting that? He's gonna get hidden, they're gonna keep fighting, he's gonna say you're already dead.
Whoa, wait, what just happened?
Well, all Kenshiro needed to do to win was just get one hit in. But this matchup was far closer than that makes it seem.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Kenshiro spent the whole time fighting Star Platinum, who he couldn't even see. Lucky for him, once he figured that out, his ability to sense other fighting auras helped him keep track of SP. But
Gotcha.
no matter what he did, Kenshiro isn't a stand user, so he couldn't actually hurt Star Platinum.
Then again,
I did forget about
Platinum's
that.
own strength wasn't quite enough to hurt Kenshiro much either. One of Star Platinum's greatest strength feats involves breaking and throwing a small section of a building. In comparison, Kenshiro broke an entire
The two things that I talked about, yeah.
him and acted like it wasn't even there.
Also, while Jotaro may be skilled in deducing his enemy's weaknesses and strategies in mid-fight, Kenshiro's skills, durability, and straightforward approach meant there really wasn't anything for him to pick apart here.
Kenshiro did have trouble with Jotaro's time stopping and Star Platinum's speed. However, with his awesome durability plus additional intangibility when using Musou Tensei, Kenshiro
When he's all
survived
sad.
the time stops. and the time stop's cooldowns between uses gave Kenshiro enough time to work around them.
The time stop has been worked around by foes in Jotaro's past before, and as far as speed was Kenshiro may not have been faster than Star, but a mix of Musou Tensei and Mirage clones were more than enough to get by. And let's be real, Jotaro never stood a chance against Kenshiro by himself.
In the end, both combatants had plenty of advantages, but Kenshiro's techniques and overwhelming power ended this fight.
JoJo didn't stand a chance.
The winner.
What a bizarre adventure. Claps for Kenshiro. And now they talk.
Guys, thanks for watching this.
And then we see the next
If you
time.
wanna see exclusive commentary. Click that link right over there.
And if you guys want to pick up the fight track for this episode, link in the description.
Oh, look at them being all buddy-buddy like that. Yeah, it's Crash. All right, and Spyro. Crash and Spyro. What? I hope Spyro wins. I never played Crash Bandicoot, and Crash to me looks and sounds a little obnoxious, and I just have the nostalgia for Spyro. Sorry if I just offended a billion people by saying that Crash looks and sounds obnoxious, but hey, he does. From an outside perspective, he does to me. That doesn't mean if I played the games I wouldn't like them or him, but I haven't. So, yeah. All right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this death battle then. So, as for the, well, I was right. Yay! First, let's get that out of the way. I was right. Go me. What I liked though about that was how I was so very right. Okay, so I did not realize that Jotaro was quite as close. I mean, really, all that I thought that he had going for him was, I mean, Star Platinum, yes, but specifically like the time stop and the speed of light movement kind of things. I didn't think that he was as strong. I didn't think that he was as durable. And okay, if I had remembered this definitely would have been in his favor too, but I completely forgot that the stands could only be hurt by other stands. I just totally forgot that, so, and honestly, when we reached that point in Jotaro's analysis portion, I totally thought, well, how was anyone gonna win then if he can do all of this and not be hurt by anything else? But then we got to Kenshiro's and it's like, oh, how do you not win like that? But that would have definitely been in his favor too, had I remembered that at the time during my prediction. I'm kind of glad I didn't though, because like I don't think that would have changed my opinion. I think I still would have thought Kenshiro would win, but it definitely would have made it a little more difficult, just depending on how much focus I put on that. But I was right about the strength with like the skyscraper thing versus the piece of the building thing. I just really like though how I called specifically in the fight, Kenshiro's going to hit him, and then they're gonna keep fighting, and then he's gonna say, "You're already dead." I mean, I didn't say that specifically. I said like, "You've been dead for a while now," or whatever. But same thing, you know? Like, I got the basics of it, so that felt good. I feel like the fight was a little bit I mean, I guess I want to say I wish that it had been longer. And I guess part of me had wanted to see Kenshiro actually fight Jotaro instead of Jotaro just standing there like a derp a little bit. I mean, not like he seemed cocky to me, you know? Maybe that's how he is in the anime too. He just kind of like stands there as Star Platinum fights for him. But to me, I don't know. I didn't love that aspect as much. Just because like this is Jotaro versus Kenshiro, but instead we really got Star Platinum versus Kenshiro, which I guess is fine. I kind of wanted to see more from Jotaro, but again, I don't know if in the anime he normally just does that, and so that's his trademark thing. But it's kind of like how, I mean, I guess. Well, that doesn't actually work. I was going to talk about, like in Tracer vs. Scout, how a lot of people were upset because Scout just kind of walked around instead of running, as Scout does. To me, that was kind of okay because it just fit the atmosphere that the battle itself was building up. You know, it represented the characters accurately as they were portraying the characters. Which is to say, like, in that sense, like, in that case, they focused a lot more on Scout's kind of cocky attitude. Which you can see something like in Meet the Heavy, or not Meet the Heavy, Meet the Scout specifically, where he's taunting the Heavy, you know, you see that kind of stuff. But since I don't know Jotaro from the anime, from his original material, I don't know if that was out of character, if that was in character. Like, it seemed kind of out of place for the atmosphere of the battle, but if it's in character for the anime, like, that's fair. I guess that's what I'm getting at, where, it can kind of seem out of place in one area, not the other, but like both is a little bit weird. The fight itself, again, like it seemed a little bit too short to me, and so, I mean, maybe that was why it seemed like Kenshiro was using all of his abilities kind of at once, you know, just one after the other. Or maybe the the reason it seemed so short was because he was using his abilities one after the other, and so the anticipation was just like ramping up. I don't know, it's hard to say, but it seemed rather short to me. As always, I also wish that there was a little more story to this. I thought that they were going to have more story to the fight, because they were having, you know, Jotaro and some other dude, one of his friends, I guess, you know, they walked up, and then Kenshiro drove up, but then they just fought. Like, I don't remember anything else happening. I feel like it was just they showed up, and he was like, oh shit! And then, you know, Kenshiro's there, and they fight to the death after he moonwalks away, you know. And so, yeah, as always, you know, I like when there's a little bit of a story, a little bit of a reason as to why the two are fighting. And this one, they were just both in the same place at the same time, it seemed, and so they fought. That's all that I recall from this. So if there was a story, it at least didn't leave an impression. I can't fault the sound design or the art design. Nothing like stands out in my mind as being necessarily bad. I did think the art style was a little weird. I mean, so I liked the art style at the beginning, you know, where it had the different kind of animation, but then it was a little jarring to me when it suddenly switched over to the character sprites. Like, I think I would have preferred, if possible, if they just had the character sprites from the beginning, you know, moving in. Even if it looked more pixelated, honestly, when it zoomed in, I don't know, it seemed a little... I feel like I've praised some things before when they did have those art style switches, but this time, for whatever reason, it seemed a little weird to me. Maybe because it was a little too different, the styles. And like the first one, you know, it's the first one you see, where as opposed to the fighting sprite, which you're going to see the majority of the time, and it lasted as long as it did, which kind of made me think like that was the thing they were going to use. I'm just trying to pick apart why exactly it didn't bother me necessarily, but it stood out to me as like out of place, you know? So just trying to decide why exactly. So this wasn't my favorite fight, but getting this is where I know some of my bias comes in. So it wasn't my favorite fight ever, but having gotten, I really like when I can predict things so specifically. So having gotten, again, like the building comparison, you know, throwing the little piece of the building versus knocking the skyscraper, and predicting like how it was gonna happen in battle, where, you know, hitting his pressure point, you're already dead kind of thing. That made me enjoy the experience more, and really these reactions are about, you know, my experience with something, which can honestly just depend on my mood, or things that happen that don't necessarily have to do with the battle. So it's hard to say whether this was like a good or bad battle for me necessarily. I wouldn't say it's a bad battle, I just don't think I'd say it's a good battle, but I have a better experience, like, coming out of it than I did with other battles. Because I was right on a number of fronts, and it tickled me inside, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't really think I have anything more to say on that. I mean, I guess for those of you who are curious, it didn't make me really want to see either of the anime. It makes me, I feel like I would enjoy JoJo's a lot more than Kenshiro's, or Fist of the North Star, I suppose. Just because, like, Kenshiro's, he just seems ridiculously overpowered, and I just have to wonder again, like, oh look, it's a brooding macho man who just kills everything, and you never have to worry about him ever, you know? Like, that doesn't seem fun to me, where at least JoJo's, well, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's a bizarre adventure for sure. At least it seems like you can worry about the characters at times, like there are actual stakes and such. I have to assume in Fist of the North Star, the stakes are never about Kenshiro, but about like someone he's trying to protect or something like that, you know? Because I feel like that's what you have to do with pretty much invincible characters, is you can't put them in danger, you have to put what they care about in danger. You have to put their morals in danger, or, you know, their loved ones, or something like that. But if it's as easy as like, oh no, like my fiance is in trouble, I will just poke this guy and he'll explode, look, she's saved. You know, like, that might be even too easy sometimes. I feel like I've gone off on a bit of a tangent. Just to reiterate again then, Crash versus Spyro. I really don't know enough about Spyro to say anything either, or Crash, so I can't make any comparisons. I played the first 3 Spyro games. There's like Spyro, Ripto's Rage, Year of the Dragon? Are those the 3? Or was Spyro Year of the Dragon, was that the first? I don't know. I can't even remember like all of the bad guys. But I played the 3. I got like the collector set when I was young for the PlayStation. That was pretty cool. Unfortunately my discs got all destroyed, like they got scratched up. I don't know how. I blame younger siblings, you know. but I really liked those as a kid. I haven't played any Spyro games since then. I've seen his art style, and the way it changed is he looks gross now. I don't know why they decided to do that to him, but they made him a lot more monstrous when he used to be this cute little purple dragon. But I don't really know how abilities work. I'm sure he's gotten stronger over the years, over the multiple games that have come out since the original 3 for the PlayStation. But I don't know to what extent, and again, just not knowing anything about Crash, really. Don't know. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought about this reaction, this death battle in the comments below, whether you liked it, whether you disliked it, what you thought about this or that, etc., so on and so forth. And I guess let me know too what you think about the next time, because I don't know, I mean, like, I'm looking forward to it because of Spyro. I really want to see Spyro win. I just don't know how it's gonna play out, like, at all. So fingers crossed that Spyro will win next time, but we have 3 weeks-ish until then, so we'll find out soon enough. But alright, yeah. Thanks for watching again, and with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!